Oh, yeah, dude. How did that work? Oh, that took so long. Right there, yeah. So it was like a little, like somebody's like, hey, is this the Powerwash place? And there's like music like, oh, it's not centered. Hold on. It looks a bit more centered. It's not, hold on. Oh, yeah, that's fine. That's right, Squeak. Hello, hello, hello. And hello to you too. I'm back. I've cleaned the record player. I'm sure you saw in the little bit of a start thing. It's clean, spotless, placed safely on my futuristic side table. Looking beautiful. But now, let's get back to power washing. We did get some new DLC, and hopefully when I can finish up the career mode, I'll jump over there. But for now, we're cleaning a teapot tea room, I guess, from Ren Sila. Isn't it astonishing how the universe works? We just finished our annual karmic mud flinging workshop, and we're looking at our wonderful tea room, covered top to bottom, when my assistant asked if it would ever be clean again. I laughed and said, of course it will. And at that exact moment, a flyer for a power washing company blew into the courtyard and stuck itself to the wall. Whilst the mud made that one unreadable, it reminded me that we already had your number from Harper, who'd had a great time at your workshop. Oh, okay. I'm glad. Glad you thought of me. Let's get this tea room all cleaned up. Ooh, that was bigger than I thought it was. Oh, okay. What are you doing here? What are you doing here? What? My one drive just jumped up. Popped up. What are you doing here? I'm not sure if this is wise, but here you can hang out with him. Yeah, you can lay there next to young Squeak. And you Lisa's young Bubbles. Keep an eye on them. Enjoy the shade. Okay. What? Well, they're all over the fucking place. Oh my god. Wow, this is a beautiful area. Get these tips off my screen. Yeah, you come here often, huh? Beautiful area, right? Huh? You said you come here every weekend? Wow, that's living, I guess, right? Hey, I got this power washing company. You probably see it with the suit. You see the suit. You working? You okay? All right. I wish I had a job like that. Anyway, I should get to cleaning. Good talk. Yeah, where do I start? Let's do these. Let's do these little tables here. See if I can't. Oh no. Oh, okay, not bad. That was gonna take a little more. I was gonna have to drop a couple of angles. Drop a couple of degrees to get a tighter spread. What's up, Ren? Don't know if you've ever tried karmic mud flinging. It's quite amazing. Okay. Just let me know. First you think of anyone who has ever wronged you, then you pick up a big dollop of mud and fling it whilst uttering what we call the expletives of forgiveness. Huh. Sounds pretty engaging. How have you guys been? These Powerwash Simulator parts are always so thought-provoking, I feel. Like it almost always ends up that I start giving some grand speech, some thoughts on emotions and happiness. And, ooh, nice. I don't know, man. Something this game just brings out of me. Little birds around here. That's beautiful. Me and her, we just put back in some bird feeders that we took down. We'd heard that apparently when you leave them up all year long, it can lead to like increases in avian flu and that kind of thing. It can like hurt them. But then we looked it up, and it seems very common to like leave them up all year round, and there's not like an increase in avian flu thing. So I guess maybe we just got some bad info or something. But yeah, it's great to have that bird feeder back up, and like when we wake up, we can hear them out there chippering and chattering away. It's good to like hear a bit of that life around you, you know? Really drink in all of creation, you know? And by creation, I just mean like life. I don't mean to ascribe a certain religious connotation. But yeah, just hearing the birds chirp, hearing that bit of life around you, it does something, man. It really does. I think just because of the way we think of animals, you know, it's like most animals we don't prescribe like a moral attitude towards, you know. We just kind of let them be because, you know, they're animals. They're not really thinking through their actions, and that gives them like a certain amount of real innocence in most people's eyes, I feel, you know. And I mean, it's hard to not feel that way. I feel similarly. You know? When you think of birds singing, you don't really think about like, well, I bet this bird probably has to kill a number of worms to survive every day, you know? You think of just the bird singing and living its life and a certain amount of quiet contentment that it must have. I think it's just humans being weird and trying to think everything is like us, which we can't really help. It's like ingrained in us, you know? It helped us survive, and it still does. Makes us view others as similar to us. A certain amount of kinship that we feel with all of creation, you know? Yeah, I'm loving this little thing. It's got me thinking, like, it's crazy, like, the little things that we've picked up as time has gone on, you know? The millions of years that life has been around. Even, like, humans, because I think as recent as a couple 100,000 years ago, we were basically what we are now. You know? It's crazy to think that, like, before anything, like, there was, like, before any of, like, the civilization that we have, you know? We were just there. Just wandering around in the woods. The plains. Crazy to think about. You need to wake up, go hunt. Get some berries, get some meat. Probably hang out with a dog. Some wild dog that you just found. You don't even have a name because you don't have any idea of about language, you know? You just sit there, pet the dog. This is probably a wolf when it's like, oh, when you go back far enough, you know. Ah, this is looking beautiful already. Loving this. Oh wait, no, I can't actually use that one yet. Gotta use this one. This is the soap. Oh, actually, no, I can. This one. Yeah, there we go. But then I always go like, I don't know, I've been consuming a lot more horror-oriented content than I usually do these days anyway. When I was a youngster, well, I still am a youngster technically. When I was younger, I would consume horror content like all the time. And these days, like true crime content, Stephanie Sue, I think her name is, Rotten Mango, Nightmare Expo, Mr. Nightmare, I think his name was, horror stories, all that kind of things, you know, spooky stories to tell in the dark type shit. You know, hearing about the most awful things. I forget. There was like a stand-up comic that I saw one time, and it was like the type of things that your wife listens to calm down. And it's like her legs were cut off, her arms were cut off, and you're just sitting there like, oh wow, crazy. I mean, I'm the same way, so I would just be sitting there going about my day. They found the children's body stuffed into the chimney. And I'd be like, oh, wow, crazy. You know? Oh, whoa. But yeah, I've been kind of making a return to that kind of thing. And it's got me thinking, like the uncanny valley. You know, people always, they make the thing of like, well, why do we have that? Because almost every like instinct that we have as humans is based off of something from like the past, you know? It's based off like, oh, we would be hunted, so any sort of noise we would need to like be aware of and assume that it was some type of predator, you know? It's all based in things like that. But then why do we have this fear of something that looks human but isn't? You know, it's like just far enough away. Because we do have a natural inclination to constantly see faces and things all around us. I forget the name of the term, but it's just like something inside of it. We constantly try to see ourselves everywhere. But then there's this one thing where if it looks enough like us, but not quite enough, then that is like fear-inducing. Something's wrong. You know? I wonder what that is. People are saying maybe it's some old-time predator that used to be around that we just don't have like records or information for, you know? Something absolutely awful that would like stalk us and look close to how we would look. Maybe like one of our, you know, one of our cousin species or sister species, that kind of thing. It's freaky stuff to think about, you know? You're just out there hunting, you got your dog with you. Your dog with no name, and all of a sudden you just see someone that you know, but they just look the slightest bit different. You know? Like it's like your mate, but their nose is just a bit longer than it should be. Their smile just a bit wider than it should be. You know? Ugh. Jeez, I'm getting myself all freaked out. I'm sitting here in the middle of the day. Creepy stuff. But yeah, it is crazy to think about that kind of thing. Okay. Not bad, not bad. I guess we should kind of work our way from the top, right? Makes sense to me. This is not what this is intended for, I don't think, but it's doing the job. I mean, this is kind of working. Excuse me. Excuse me. Stupid thing. Let out all that steam or smoke or whatever. There we go. Is that... Oh, is that rust? Looks like. There we go. I wonder what kind of horror media you guys consume. Like I mentioned, I'm pretty light on horror media these days. If I do, it's usually just like a, like your standard kind of Hollywood-ish horror movie. Maybe something a bit more kind of off the beaten path slightly, but outside of that, I don't really go digging, like I used to. I don't know why. It's just like a thing where, as I've gotten older, it doesn't do what it does, It doesn't excite me. It just makes me sad, usually. And I get that that's probably like the intended feeling, but I don't like enjoy the feeling anymore. Not as much, anyway. Oh, what's up, Harper? Hey, Wishy, here you're down at the Tea of Tranquility today. Yeah. How's it looking? Wasn't so tranquil there yesterday, I can tell you. In fact, it got downright feisty. Wait, you gonna like spill some tea or something? Get it? No? Okay. No. Anyway. Yeah, when was the last horror movie that I even watched? I can't recall. Yeah, I can't even recall. I think it's just life is too... The horrors of horror movies, I guess, stop feeling fantastical, it stopped feeling like it was made up. And it started feeling like, oh, this is just like a peek into what's actually going on. And then I guess it stopped being as fun. You know? Okay. Yeah, I don't know. At least that's how it feels to me sometimes. I think just my stomach has gotten queasier. I just can't. I can't take it. I mean, man, these days I could barely even take some of the Mortal Kombat fatalities. I think I've just, softened up a little bit in some ways, gotten tougher in other ways. I'm not sure what's caused it. I'm getting older. Just living more. Who knows? There's one thing I do enjoy, and that's hearing people talk about horror movies or things like that. Which I guess, in a way, is kind of like a weird extension of... Oh, right when I mentioned extensions. A weird extension of, like, that itch that horror movies would scratch, you know? But it's just, like, kind of a layer removed, you know? Not quite as mentally or physically taxing to experience. No, I can't get that high up. I thought that was lower to the ground. Yep. I didn't jump. I just didn't. I just did not. I don't know. Let me get these. And I guess like the upper thing of this right here. And then I could just start taking that and moving it like side to side. Clearing these out. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just all to do with like the way I feel about reality, you know, and like coping mechanisms, you know. Everything seems so much more awful and so much more difficult that I get enough horror. I don't need to like watch horror movies, you know. I do still enjoy like the content, and I would consider myself a fan of the horror genre, but I just don't consume it as much. But that's happened with a lot of things, you know, as you age. I used to be very into harsh noise. I don't know how many of you know about that. Harsh noise is a very specific style of music, which is all about, I mean, noise, really. I can kind of beat around the bush here, but yeah, it's loud. It sounds like static or something awful. Very taxing to listen to at high volumes. Oh, it's a strange thing, but I used to really be into it. What the f... What the fuck was that? What the f... Hey, dude, I didn't like that. I didn't like that fucking noise. What the f... Oh my god, I feel so genuinely uneasy now. Was that just like a teapot thing? Was that like a teapot noise? I only have one earphone on. Has that happened? Okay, I'm not playing a horror game. I'm not doing a horror game right now. It's been a long time since I have. I am planning on returning to Signalis. I'm just trying to finish these things up for now. I'm hearing something now. Let me put my other earphone on. Is that a fly? Is that what that was? Okay. Well, whatever then. Whatever. Let's keep going. Now I don't want to talk about horror movies. I'm feeling a little scared. Come on, I feel a little woozy here. I was a big fan of the Scream movies. They weren't scary, exactly. But they were interesting and funny, and some moments were very scary. And there was like an underlying dread to it. Of the fact that the horror wasn't some unknown mystical creature. It wasn't some unstoppable, unkillable thing. It was just the people around you. You know? There we go. Okay. Alright, I think that's those. Did I get the kind of edge for this one? Let me get this one. There we go. Let me get just like the inside of this. I never did see the most recent Scream movie. With apparently Matthew Lillard's return. I just never made time for it. Just came out, okay. Just didn't hear too many amazing things about it, and I was like, yeah, like where I was financially and everything else, I was just like, I don't feel the need to go, you know. Come on, oh my god, let me climb this. I think I could just get it from down here. I don't need to move the thing quite yet. Oh, okay. Didn't look super finished to me, but whatever. Get the... There we go. Oh, let me get up here. Okay. Oh, you know, I think I need to, yeah, I think I need to take care of something really quick, dear viewers. Apologies. Thought I had time to decide here, but one moment. Alright, and I am back. Apologies for that brief intrusion. I am way too far for this. Alright, bring this closer? No, okay, let's put that back over there. There we go. There we go. This is more like it. You got some tough stains, do you? Well, I got some tough soap I'll have, you know. I feel like we're probably gonna have to clean the inside of this, just because the percentage, that of like how much we've done. I feel like I've done more than 38%. Like I've cleaned everything else, and a good portion, of the outside, but I don't know. Let's clean. Yeah, let's do like this. Let's kind of this side right here. Just a feeling. Ever since I was introduced as a mechanic, I'm like, oh, sometimes it'll open up. Here we go. Mm-hmm. What's up, Harper? To be fair, 95% of it was due to this huge fellow from the boonies. Honestly, you should have seen him. He had the silhouette of a Sasquatch and the karmic footprint of an angry wasp. Okay. And this brick is looking nice. Yeah, I'm gonna pick this up. Move that over there. There we go. Looking good. Looking clean. Let's continue. Let's continue. This one, I think we might be able to back up just a little bit. Not too much, not too much. I'd always try to keep my distance, but I don't know, I can't help it. I just want to jump in here, you know? There we go. Nice, nice, nice. Can I? No. I'll leave it. This is like a whole... Can you... Hello? Thank you. Jeez. I was going to say, this is like a whole kind of open area right here. Here we go. These games are very relaxing, I find. Shocking, I know. Believe it or not, relaxing game is relaxing. I know. I'm making groundbreaking statements here. Breaking news. Local YouTuber says relaxing game is relaxing. More at 6. Oh, whatever. Fucking. It's like a fly or something, but I don't know why that just the way it. No, I don't just. Thank you. Just the way it sounds, it freaks me out, dude. It's like it makes me scared, man. There you go. Is that a thing? Yeah, that trim is a thing. Trying to see like what counts as separate, what doesn't, you know? Oh, well, let me put that here and let me just clean this whole little area, little window. I wonder if this game will take a turn like the first one did, where it was like suddenly we're like the things that we're doing are having way more of an effect than you would think. We're just cleaning things and somehow we're like calming volcanoes, fulfilling ancient prophecies. It somehow felt so silly, but also very fitting. I'm like, oh yeah, that would happen, you know? I am noticing that I am quiet today. I think it's because I'm not going on any like big tangents. I talked about horror movies a little bit, but well, I'm sure it'll happen eventually. But I have no idea what this part's tangent will be. I never do. I had no idea the last part was gonna talk about being cringe and having fun with your life. It just happens, you know? I don't have a script when I record these. I just sit here and I was wondering, like, oh, what part am I going to record today? I love the shade of red on this tea. This big teapot, tea kettle. I was watching this TikTok the other day, and there was a dude who was kind of like lamenting the existence that some people have of just kind of being content, you know? And it was a strange feeling to watch it, because on one hand, I too am also like, I need to be doing something. That's what I'm doing right now. I could be sitting down, resting, you know, trying to recover from a pretty stressful week at work. And instead, I decided to work on this. Further my goals and interests. Open up other avenues. You know? So, like, I understand that feeling of, that drive, that feeling that you need to constantly be doing something. Because I have it. I mean, I've talked about it before. Like, most days I go to work and then I come home and then I work more. So, like, I get it. I understand, but it was spoken with this kind of disdain towards people who are content, and that I didn't understand at all. I was like, to me, I kind of wish I didn't have this. Because it doesn't, like... Most of the things that I'm doing aren't ultimately going to grow into a new career. You know? It's not going to be some life-changer thing. I mean, even someone like... someone very successful, like PewDiePie or Markiplier, they do a ton of things that don't super blow up, you know? Not everything you do is going to succeed. This could be just wasted time that I could have spent recovering. And, you know, and instead of just taking every moment that's mine and making sure it's like this incredible moment, I'm choosing to just kind of keep my head down. And those are some big ass mitts. What the F? Must be that guy they were talking about from the boonies. And just work, you know? Keep at it. I don't know why I'm cycling through them. What am I looking for? This one. Oh. You know, come up with new ideas, new games to play, new styles of content to pursue, new books to write, new channels to make. And I can understand that, like, it is important to have this feeling, but, like, man, it sucks to have this feeling all the time. all the time. I can't. See, I told you. I just realized I did it. I started the big tangent that was going to carry me through the whole episode. I understand that the drive that I feel is important. You know, it's a good thing to have this feeling, but it sucks every day. Every day it sucks. I can't rest without feeling like shit about it. If I do invest in something and I'm constantly, I feel like clavicular or something. What's the ROI on a date? And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Picote Cobb. Agua Regis, I wonder if you're free to wash down my shooting gallery at the Wengerloof Carnival. I mean, sure, I'll take a look at it, champ. You know, like, when I die, I mean, people aren't gonna, like, he's got a strong work ethic. Kind of fucking sucks for people to say, you know? It's like most of what I'm doing won't give me an ROI, a return on investment. I've done this YouTube thing for years, which is crazy to say, that I've been sitting at my desk recording videos for years. But I have. And I don't get paid, I don't get money, I don't get nothing. But still, I feel like if I'm not doing something, then I'm some lazy piece of shit who doesn't really deserve anything. And I hate that feeling. And it's like it's a duality of, part of me is thankful to have this ability. Because, you know, progress is progress, and I understand. I'm aware of what I spend most of these tangents saying. And, you know, every video that I record matters, every step that I take, and learning more, speaking better, getting better at editing, making thumbnails. All of these things are important skills to have in this kind of content economy that we are beginning to live in more and more, you know? But I can't rest. I can't just be somewhere. I don't sleep good most nights. I wake up, I toss and I turn. And I wake up, and for that little moment that I wake up, I'm thinking about some type of way to keep working. So, like, yeah, I'm kind of jealous of people who are able to just turn it off. Like, you go out there and then you work and you come home and you just invest in whatever you want to invest in. Have fun when you want to have fun. Play the games that you want to play, you know? Nice. Oh, sorry. Another interruption, folks. One moment. Don't worry, I'll be back to clean it up. Don't worry. Okay, I am back. Let's continue our power washing journey. Sorry, for me, it's been a little bit of time. So, pardon if I need a minute to kind of get back into it. Oh yeah, I remember I just found the tangent that I was gonna go on too. Then I had to pause, so now I don't remember. But that's okay. Things don't have to be perfect all the time. Let's just get this tea kettle all cleaned up. Looking spotless, how it should. Right over here. There we go. We got this, we got this. Yeah, the base. Oh, this is all sudsed up. I should probably at least clean this off. Birds. The fuck? I just heard somebody knock or something. Somebody made a tape of something dying or something. I think the whole upper part is taken care of now. Yeah, all the walls look good, so I think it's just a matter of getting these all cleaned up. Guess we could get some suds on it. Make sure all this is left totally nice. Looking beautiful. Looking good. Yeah, I hear like people walking and like moving. Tripping me out. Hello? Why can't I put you down? Go over there. Stay over there. Thank God I'm not really damaging these flowers. If this is real life, they would be totally just destroyed and I'd be heartbroken. Very beautiful looking flowers. There we go. Get you over there. Enjoy the flowers, bud. Yeah, I don't, I remembered what the tangent was. And yeah, I am, frankly, a little bit jealous of people who don't have to spend every moment of their lives working or trying to come up with some new ways to work. Oh, what's up, Barbara? So what have you, huh? Gotta love working to that backdrop with rushless, all snow-covered and serene. That is a beautiful area. You know, it must feel nice to not feel that way. And to be able to just exist. And not be thinking about the next move or whatever. You know, the next steps that you need to take to advance your career options. That's why I mentioned before, it's such a strong dichotomy or duality. I'm thankful, and I'm aware that, like, the drive that I have is what has allowed me to do YouTube stuff for years. If I didn't have it, I would not still be posting here. But at the same time, it's like, man, I wish I could just enjoy myself. I wish I didn't feel that endless need to prove that, like, I guess that I'm good enough. I'm worthy. You know? I wish I could just have fun in my day-to-day. And not have it be like a thing where I need to trick myself or reframe things as work. Like, make things that aren't work, you know? Instead, I'm just here and I'm just stuck having to constantly feel like I'm lagging behind. Like I'm not doing enough. My efforts are not strong enough. And it's tiring, you know, it's exhausting. So yeah, that's why that video left me feeling rather conflicted. Because on the one hand, I get it and I understand, like, well, why aren't you guys like this? How could you, you know? On the other hand, I'm just like, yeah, I kind of wish I could be like that. I wish I didn't have to be working all the time. I wish I didn't have to produce some kind of value to be like, hey, I'm good enough to exist. I promise. I'm worthy of existence. It's just complicated. As all things are. Nothing in life is ever actually simple. At least usually. Everything is always complicated. There's always so many little things that you need to consider for any little decision that you can make. And I think I just wish I had that, yes, I wish I had that peace of mind. To not need to make anything. To not need to have to prove that I'm worthy of existence to myself. And I guess to whoever else. My dumb brain. Is trying to convince me that I need to prove it to. I just want to live, you know? That's really the heart of it. I just want to live and not have to constantly prove that I deserve it. But what can you do? Except try to continue and try to work yourself out of that mindset. I think that really is the only thing you can do. It's definitely not fair that the idea of the only way to get rid of the sensation of needing to work all the time is to do more work. But I struggle to think of how else to remedy it. You need to put in that time with yourself, as I try to. But I'm not an expert. I'm not a psychologist. Not a therapist. I thought about it, but it takes a long time to become a therapist. And I just don't think it's in the cards for me right now. Maybe I'll be one of those people who you go to college and you're super old, you know? Me and her just watched Monsters University, and I hadn't seen that movie since it came out. And it was very fun and engaging. It suffers from the same thing that all those movies suffer from, which is like, this world really doesn't make much sense when you kind of sit with it, you know? Is it as egregious as something like Harry Potter or anything like that? No. But it's still just like, oh, so you're all just kind of just forced by the nature of the way that your monster body grew into becoming something else, you know? Like, all the jocks look like jocks. All the emo kids look like emo kids because it's just the way that their frills grow, you know? Frills? Grills? Whatever. You know? Or like, what's up with them not having any accommodations for the snail monsters? Like, I get that we're like, oh, it's funny that, you know, the bell rings and he has to hurry and he's breaking into a sprint for him and he's barely moving for the rest of us, you know? But it's like, man, like, that's a differently abled person who needs help. You know? Why are we laughing at him? We should be trying to get this dude some kind of wheelchair, mobility assistance. His schedule is messed up, you know? That means he has to wake up super early and get there way earlier so that way he can actually get in and be settled. Because it's not that he's going to be fucking late all the time, as he is when we see him. You know? This is on my mind when I was looking at it. I was like, damn, this is kind of fucked up. We're just kind of laughing at this dude who is, quite frankly, disabled. He can't move fast. We're all moving at a different speed compared to this dude, and we're just laughing at him. But I don't know, maybe I'm just being a bit too sensitive to a little funny gag from a monster movie. But that's what I mean. Like, it's, I care. A lot. And sometimes I wish I didn't care as much. That'd be nice. I just laugh at the dumb snail monster joke, you know? Oh, he's slow. But instead I'm just like, actually this guy's kind of suffering and we're just laughing at him and not helping him. But whatever. I have empathy. I take things seriously sometimes. Can't help it. Things mean things to me, you know? I got feelings. I got chills, and they're multiplying. And I'm losing control from the power you're supplying. It's electrifying. Thank you for coming to my rendition of that song from Greece. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed my TED Talk on empathy regarding the snail monsters from Monsters University. We're better together, stronger together, you know? I do hope you enjoyed this cleaning. I know I did. You have restored balance to the tea room. Stop by anytime for a steamed bun and lavender tea on the house. Thank you. Let's get back to home base. Alright. Back here. Oh, let's, usually we get, some furniture. Shelving, guitar, little couch, sewing machine. Man, some of these are kind of little bit pricey, Let's get this, get this, guitar and the shelving. And, since we're here, get some more washer equipment. Is there another kind of those? I don't see them now. I meant, like this one, the Surface. I do not see another one of those. Yeah, okay, then I can, yeah, that. And, so here, yeah, if I can get the soap one, that'll help me out. Then I can just constantly just stick with this one, and then I have pretty much all that I need. I don't really use those, you know? But, let's, get these cleaned up. Let's absolutely violate this guitar. Soak it, ruin it. Absolutely destroy and warp the wood. I thought the same thing happened again as the record player. Yeah, put that like kind of off to the side here. Well, we got that there. Let's get the futuristic shelving. Things nice and cleaned up. Ooh, yeah, that's exactly how that should look. That feels so right that there's just like marks of things that have been left on it for generations. I ran out of suds. Or is there just an infinite amount? Here we go. Definitely not the cleanest of jobs we've ever done, but it's doing the job enough. Here we go. Looking beautiful, beautiful. Put that like that. No. Yeah, like that. Beautiful. Right up against the wall. Could I? No way, right? Yeah, there's not enough like room for this. Well, that's okay. Oh, nope, I wanted you. I wanted you back over here, pal. There you go. Well, that's it for this video. I've been Josuke. Thanks for being here. Hope you enjoyed cleaning up that massive tea kettle. I did. It was quite the experience. As usual, we found our tangent for the video, and it seemed to be feeling the need to work all the time. And being jealous of people who don't. But yeah, I've been Josuke. This is Powerwash Simulator 2. Thanks for being here. Remember, don't suffer in silence. Seek help if you need help. Nothing wrong with asking for help. You'll get stronger. It'll get easier. Ooh. Yeah. You're strong and important. You matter. You're special. Thanks for being here, folks. I've been Josuke. This is Powerwash Simulator 2. And I'll catch you in the next video. Make sure to like it if you like it. Subscribe if you want to catch the next one. I'll meet you there. Bye-bye, folks.